religion called Hindu. This religion is actually a Sanatana religion. It is a Manu religion for the ruling facilities, for the ruling comfort. They named this Bharat as India. They kept the religion as Hindus and they created a language, Hindi. And they suppressed the regional languages. The regional languages has been suppressed, and so there is no Hindu prevailing. But what is the present situation? Our country is going to be Hindu Rashtra as the wish of 100 years dream of RSS. 100 years dream of RSS is to create Hindu Rashtra. If it is going to be Hindu Rashtra, we are going to go back 2000 years behind. 2000 years behind. And what will happen? Again, everyone will do what your father's job you have to do. The Kula system will come again. If your father is a cobbler, you go and stitch. If your father is a pot maker, go and do that. If your father is a farmer, go back to that. This is proven by the NEP, National Education Policy. They say the same in National Education Policy. They are telling you should study up to 8th class, and the 3rd class and 5th class and 8th class you have a board exam. If you are going to fail in that, go and have a diploma course in which your father was working or your grandfather was working, your great-grandfather was working. After 4 years of 9th, 10th and 11th, 12th classes, you have to do your degree for 4 years. That too, if you are going to do it in Sanskrit, you will get 50% concession. And if you are going to do your master degree, you should do it for 4 years. And if you are going to do PhD, 90% exception from the fees if you are doing it in research in Sanskrit. With other languages, no. And they are going to create an Navodaya schools. They are going to close all the schools around 20 kilometers. Only one school for 20 kilometers, that is Navodaya school, where our children could not go and study from the village or rural area. The downtrodden people who is not having a good background, where the parents are not educated, cannot complete their school at all. So this is the policy, national education policy we are making. And RBI is ruled by Hindutva people. Election Commission is ruled by them. The judicial system ruled by them. Supreme Court ruled by them. We can see the Rama temple judgment. Our constitution says this is a secular state, but our president, our prime minister will go and open Rama temple. He will do all the mantras, all things. That is the secularism. So they are going to replace constitutional law with Manudharma Shastra. This is going to happen in future, and this is what we are afraid of. So all the and we can see how the minority people will be treated, the states will be treated, and the linguistic minorities, how they will suffer. The Manipur is an example. So everything is everything is named in Hindu Rashtra names, in Sanskrit names. All the laws, the names have been changed, the street names have been changed, the town names have been changed, the government schemes, the government offices. Every name is changed into Sanskrit, not in the regional language. The language, the constitutional law gives a central government sovereignty and the state government sovereignty. Everything will be demolished. One election, one country, one ruler, one language, everything will be one. So if it is going to be in that state, we will be very, very bad state of slaves, more than British rule, more than other rules. We all will be like more than 80 journalists and writers are in the jail now. More than 100 writers, journalists have been killed. In the same way, all of us are going to face the difficulties in the society. So, our future is a question mark. So, we have to protect our constitution and our state. What is the way? Now, we are coming to the future. We have discussed about the past, we discussed about the present. So, what is the future? Future is filled only with the fear? No. It is not only filled with the fear. It is filled with the ideologies. It is filled with the ideology of Karl Marx. It is filled with the ideology of Dr. Ambedkar. It is filled with the ideology of Thandai Periyar. And we are having the weapons in our hand to fight against this system. We are having the weapon. And with the weapon, we have to fight against the suppression on Sudras and Sudras, the oppressed people and women and children. Now the women is treated very badly as it was treated in Gujarat in 2002. After the Gujarat issue, lot of Muslim women and Dalit women was raped. The children was killed. The Muslims was burnt alive. The Dalit women was burnt alive. The same situation is coming back. So we have to take the swords and the shields in our hand, which is our ideology. The ideology is our sword and the shield. With this ideology, we have to ensure the constitutional rights. We have to ensure we the people of India, a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. We should ensure such things. And the social, economical, political justice we should ensure. And we should ensure the liberty of thought, expression, belief and faith. We should ensure the status and opportunity in worship, equality in status, equality in opportunity, equality in worship, and not to worship too. And we have to safeguard our dignity, unity, integrity of nation and fraternity. And this should be ensured to all the Indian who having the ideology in the hands. We should safeguard the people around us who are not having the ideology but suffering. Suffering out of oppressions, suffering out of suppressions, suffering of social indignity. And the future, we have to ensure the sovereignty of the state and central by national democracy. National democracy is the first and foremost thing. The second one is social democracy. There should not be any discrimination by birth. By birth, you should not discriminate by caste or religion or gender or disability or third gender. You should not discriminate anyone by birth. So the social democracy should be ensured and political democracy. Each and every social sector should have their representatives in politics. Women representatives, disabled representatives, downtrodden peoples, suppressed class representatives, and the linguistic minorities representatives, and all the representatives should be there in politics, in legislative assemblies, in parliaments. That is political democracy and economical democracy. Everyone should be educated and ensured with economical democracy, economical freedom, and they should be fulfilled. No one should be below poverty line. We have to ensure that with education. So, national democracy, social democracy, and political democracy, and economical democracy should be ensured with the sword and shield of ideology of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Dr. Thandai Periyar and Karl Marx. And this is the ideology we should take in our hands, and it is the life of our society. And Thank you for giving this beautiful opportunity to me and Onek Dhanobad.